again. Welcome back to the Dugout Football Channel. It is time for probably, arguably, the biggest game of Liverpool's season so far as they travel to an in-form Newcastle. Actually, the two in-form sides in the country. Going to be a fantastic occasion. And when I last spoke to this amazing person, it was all doom and gloom around Newcastle, but now a sense of optimism going into this game. I'm joined by the lovely Kendall Rowan. How are you, Kendall?
Yeah, really, really good, thank you. And yeah, as we were just saying before the stream, it is absolute chalk and cheese to what I was like on the last stream that I did with you. I think it just the turnaround has been incredible, insane, and yeah, don't even have like a negative to pick out at the moment, which is crazy as a Newcastle fan. So yeah, I'm really, really happy at the moment.
I bet you are, and I bet you've had the day from where I think you'll just say, basically you have to describe it as bucket list dreams.
100%, absolutely 100%. So I got to do a live pitch side I guess broadcast for the Premier League this afternoon at St James's Park, which was I've just smiled about it all day because, as I said to you earlier, I wasn't expecting that. I didn't know that that's what I was going there to do. I just thought it was going to be a little preview, pre-recorded preview, which we did do. And then they asked us if we wanted to go pitch side and do a live broadcast. So yeah, really, that's just honestly topped off like my content creation for me at the moment. So absolutely over the moon with that today.
Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Is that going to be on the Premier League YouTube page or by any chance? Or
I'm not sure if it'll be on the YouTube page. I don't actually know where, because obviously the live broadcast was in the studio this afternoon. I'm not sure where the pre-recorded one is going to be, but this isn't a promotion or a plug, by the way, but if anyone does want to see it, I will be posting the clips because I have got the clips and I've been cleared to post those. So they'll be on my socials at some point.
Oh, fantastic. Well, I will definitely share them as well. There have been a few people in here early. Gary Richards, Disdain, Owen from the Cop On, who was on with me earlier. Balam is in as well. Chris Welsh, evening Douglas and Kendall. Hope you're both well. Ironic, I just came back from Newcastle, spending my birthday evening there. Well, there you go, Chris. Happy birthday. I think yes. Think for about the 6th or 7th time today, so you must be getting sick and tired of me saying happy birthday. But no, honestly, have a fantastic day. Ola, Douglas, happy Friday. Yes, absolutely. Congratulations, Kendall, and her socials. Thanks as well. It'll be a tough tomorrow, Dave, evening, but I expect a win 1-0. Well, we will discuss because I mean, this will be a little bit. This will be a long time ago. Basically, when Steve Bruce left you, he left you in the relegation. He left you bottom. Eddie Howe's come in, and he's transformed you up to 9th. So what has changed?
Everything. Obviously, look, initially, yes, we've had a takeover. Now, people want to say, oh, you've had a billionaire takeover. Well, actually, our previous owner was a billionaire as well. So just to put that out there, yes, we have had a billionaire takeover, which in net worth terms leaves us as the richest club in the league. Obviously, in terms of self-sustainability and things like that, we're not the richest club in the league, but just in terms of net worth. So yes, obviously that is going to be the burning issue. That is the elephant in the room. Yes, we have had a huge takeover and huge investment since the owners came in. That's fair enough. Obviously Eddie Howe's come in, and aside from the money, aside from the transfers that we made in January, which I will get onto, Eddie Howe's coaching has been impeccable, like genuinely impeccable. We have seen the absolute transformation of Joe Linton as a centre midfielder. Obviously, Doug, I think you've probably seen the tweets where I have said for 2 years now that I think Joe Linton is a centre midfielder. I think he's a number 8. I've said this all along because just when I watched him play, his holding play, his first touch, the way he has time and he's not pressured to chest the ball down. I never thought he was a goal scorer. I never saw anything like a striker in him. And just the transformation of players like him, of Shah, who's just signed a new contract today, John Joe Shelvey, who has now come back at the side and is captain and is doing an incredible job again. Like we're seeing like the best of Shelvey again. Emil Kraft, who I was quite happy to be the first out the door. To be honest, I was trying to get rid of him last summer, never mind this summer. Just plus players like that, everyone is just absolutely transformed. Then obviously the likes of our signings in terms of Bruno Guimares, who is one of the best footballers I've ever seen at Newcastle United, and I do not say that lightly. He is honestly world class. He's like just levels above so many midfielders that I've ever seen at Newcastle before. The last one I can even think of who is remotely on that level is Cabaye, and that was like 2012, like the best Cabaye that we ever had. So he's been incredible, but let's remember he didn't actually get his first start till 4 games ago, and prior to that he'd only played like 60 minutes or something like that. Kieran Trippier obviously came in, scored 2 goals. He like equaled his career goal tally it like in a few games with Newcastle. His leadership, he's been on the bench in a moon boot. He's travelled in crutches just to be at the team games. Like his leadership's been impeccable, genuinely unbelievable. But he hasn't played since February. Chris Wood's only scored 2 goals, so he hasn't been our goal scorer or, you know, the striker that we probably were expecting or needed at that time. However, on the other hand, Dan Burn, who was 13 million, and Matt Target, who obviously is a loan, who I am desperate to make permanent. They've been incredible, absolutely incredible. But yeah, as an all-round thing, just every single thing has been good. Recruitment's been good, managing's been good, coaching's been good, and investment's been good. So we've just been quite lucky because I know other clubs aren't the same. Like Burnley, midway through the season, got a takeover as well, and they're in really bad trouble financially. So we're just very fortunate that the takeover's gone well for us, really.
Yeah, and I have to say this as well. Bruno Guimares is the best Bruno in the league. Facts. Bruno
Guimares is the best Bruno in the league by a mile now. By a mile. Sorry, Man United fans, if you're watching this.
100%. And the fact that he's got his Brazilian counterpart, Joe Linton. We have to talk about Joe Linton because he must be the most improved Premier League player I think we've seen in a long, long time.
It's just, I don't think we've ever seen, I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I just can't think off the top of my head, but I don't ever think we've seen a position change in someone's career like that has gone so well. Obviously, I know with the likes of older players, so like Rooney, for example, he, chopped and changed positions later on towards the end of his career, but not midway through his career. I mean, Joe Linton's only 24 years old. So he has come through the ranks as like a winger/striker and is now one of the most informed centre midfielders in the league with stats on par with Declan Rice at the moment. Like, it's genuinely insane. I cannot even believe the transformation in him alone. And the fact that he's never given up. He's always fought through every single criticism that was thrown at him. Sometimes maybe unnecessarily, but, he wasn't good as a striker. And the fact that someone's come in, looked at his attributes and said, you know what, I don't want to play you there. Instead of just trying to force it, Eddie Howe's come in and said, let's just try him in midfield. And he's been absolutely genuinely phenomenal. He will probably get voted. It'll be between him and Bruno for player of the season at the end of the season, 100%. For Newcastle player of the season.
Fabian Schär as well, signing a new contract. Was a very, very good start to your Friday. One of the players who looked like he was on his way out after the Bruce regime, and he's another player that's been transformed under Eddie Howe.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, he did an interview last season, Fabian Schär, and he said in the interview that we are shit. He was like, we are shit, we're not good enough. Basically, he said that in the interview. I mean, I remember him getting wrong off Sky Sports, obviously saying shit. And they were like, oh, you can't say that, Fabian. And he was like, oh, well, sorry. But basically, he was telling the truth at the time. He was absolutely spot on. But then Steve Bruce was like, nah, I don't like the truth. So he throws him out. He didn't play. Didn't play for God knows how long. It was Kevin Clark and Jamal Lascelles. That was who our back two was at the time. But now he has just been the Fabian Schär that we saw under Rafa. He's been incredible, one of our better performers again. And yeah, really, really nice to see him sign another 2-year contract today.
Yeah, definitely. Evening to the 1892 Reds podcast. Hope you're good. Jack Michael, I'll see you soon. Big up, guys. Hope you're all well. How has Bruno impacted the Toon? Outside point of view, he's been very impressive.
He's just, I've never seen someone in Newcastle become a cult hero in such a short space of time. I mean, he's only been here since January, and we've already got a song for him. We've had a flag for him. Like, he's just loved because he says all the right things, but he goes and shows it on the pitch as well. And you can tell that he's just fighting to win all of the time. And obviously he did his little interview. I know what football is like, and I know what football media is like. And, you know, footballers will say whatever they want, that they think the fans will want to hear. But obviously I genuinely think he believes that, and he means that he wants to be a legend. He was like, I want to be a legend here. I want to play 100 times. Obviously he's English. He's only learned English in 11 weeks. And he's now doing full English interviews, which is just insane. But that shows his dedication. And yeah, he's just, honestly, he's just levels above any midfielders I've ever seen at Newcastle in my own time. I'm 27, so obviously there's probably some in the Bobby Robson era, but I can't remember them. But yeah, he controls the midfield really well. When he's on the attack, he's absolutely fantastic. He can defend, he runs back, he's got tricks, he's got flair, like he can score goals. It's just absolutely insane what he has done to that midfield. And if we can sign anyone else like him, like I will genuinely over moon. I still can't believe we've got him, to be fair.
I know, especially with the teams that could have got him. Arsenal, Real Madrid is very, very good. Hello to This is Lucas Life. Thank you very much. 1.8k. Thank you very, very much indeed. Hold up, Steve Bruce managed Newcastle. What? Yeah. Once upon a time. That is long gone. Hi, look, 4-3 tomorrow. Eddie Howe will put 4-3. I don't think my heart could take a 4-3, let alone anything. 2-1 Liverpool going to be a narrow win. Eddie Howe done a brilliant job so far, but I feel he's only there to assemble the parts. Don't think he'd be the long-term answer for long-term ambitions of Newcastle. They will go for someone better. What do you think of that?
I get asked this a lot, and I think in terms of what you mean by someone better is a bigger name. That's what I think you mean, because at the moment, everything he has done has been incredible. Like his coaching's been incredible. Like the morale has been incredible. The leadership, just everything he says in the interviews has been incredible. And I don't think the way that our owners have gone about things so far, I don't think there's any reason for them to let him go anytime soon. If he carries on the way that he is, and next season we do really decently, he has only got a contract till the end of next season. So if I don't honestly see them letting him go anytime soon, because they have stuck to their word. And I do think that luckily, obviously I know people have the various issues with our takeover and things like that, but the people who are fronting it at the moment have quite a lot of integrity about them in terms of what they want to do for the club. So I don't think they know how much we love him, and they know that we've got flags for him now, and we've got songs for him now, and we sing his name every game. So I don't think they'll be getting rid of him anytime soon. However, as I say, I do get asked that a lot, but we'll see what next season brings, to be fair.
Sebastian's interestingly said Trippier could score even more goals at right wing, so they should try him there.
I maybe wouldn't go that far, Sebastian. Obviously everyone knows that I'm like a long time admirer of Trippier. I've followed him for a long, long time. I really, really rate him. But he's all right at right back at the moment. Although to be fair, I have said that in the summer I would like a right winger. But just maybe not Kieran Trippier.
Yeah, be very interested to see how Bruno develops. I'm on the Toon next Friday with the lads, Douglas. Amazing city, love Newcastle. Oh my goodness, Jack. That's one city I've actually wanted to visit, is Newcastle.
I mean, obviously I'm quite biased, but really from an unbiased point of view, Newcastle's an incredible city. I hope you absolutely love it, Jack, and you have to come soon, Doug, 100%.
Definitely. But at the moment, Eddie Howe's right, man. This is when Newcastle get ready to talk Europe and better. That's when they might move on, but it might be wrong. Not going to lie, got to pay attention to Newcastle now. Yeah. How transformative has Dan Burn been, asks Owen.
Obviously, when a player like Dan Burn, who Brighton fans were arguing at the time was their fifth choice centre-back, you would look at that and think, well, that's a bit of a strange signing for us, but it was definitely 100% an Eddie Howe signing, and he's been incredible. Obviously, it's his local team. He grew up in Blythe, which is not far from Newcastle. He was at the Newcastle Academy when he was younger, so to come back to his boyhood club, I think, meant a big deal to him, and he's shown that he's put everything out on the pitch. Yes, he's made various errors, but you can't always be perfect. But just the leadership in the back line that we've, even despite the fact that our previous captain was a centre back, the leadership he's offered, that desire to win every single game, like never giving up. He gets back. He's got pace that I never even thought that he had. And him and Matt Targett have been incredible, like an incredible partnership on that kind of left hand side of that back four. So yeah, really, really happy with Dan Burn.
Yeah, definitely. Jack's asked, what's it like having a forward-thinking coach, Kendall, after years of dross under Bruce?
Yeah, that's been polite, I think, Jack. Do you know what? It's insane. I think the buzz and how I feel now and how I'm behaving now compared to how I behaved under Bruce, it's like genuinely nothing to do with the money. Like, it's nothing to do with the takeover. It's just the fact that there's actually a desire and the morale to go out and win games now, which we never did before. I always used to use the phrase damage limitation under Bruce because that's how I believed it was. We went into a game not wanting to lose 5-0 rather than wanting to win 1-0. It was just that sort of thing. We just went in there and like just the difference in press conferences. Someone highlighted this on Twitter earlier. Last season, when we played Liverpool, we just obviously randomly got a draw last season. We might have got 2 draws last season. Anyways, I can't remember.
Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah,
I think you got, was it a 1-1? But no, 2-2.
No, 2.
The
1-1,
at Anfield.
the 1-1 where we should have won because
That's right.
goal got disallowed.
Yeah.
I remember that one. Yeah, like, see Bruce is in that press conference, he's like, oh, you know what, we're not expecting to go in to win this game. Liverpool are a great side. Like, we just got to see what we can do and hopefully get a result. Whereas Eddie Howe's like, I'm going to that game tomorrow to win this game. Again, despite the fact you might not believe it, it just helps you. Like, it gives you a little bit of hope. Like, he genuinely believes he can go into that game and win. And it's just like the difference is just insane. And you can feel the buzz around the city, the atmosphere at the ground's like incredible again. So yeah, it just the complete and utter difference is just wild.
1892 Reds podcast can't get my words out. 1892 Reds podcast has asked, how far do you think Newcastle will go for next season?
It's hard to tell because obviously summer recruitment's going to be really important. We don't know. This is our first summer that we've ever had where we are actually backing our club to go in and do some transfers because the last few seasons has been embarrassing. It's been just, we've done nothing. Like, we got Willock on the last day of the season, the last day of the transfer window, after not wanting to pay Arsenal money. Then all of a sudden we said, let's just pay Arsenal money. It was just very odd. So yeah, the summer recruitment's going to be interesting. I had said initially that it was going to take us at least 7 years to be top 4, at least 7 years. I said more like 10. Just seeing it now, just that small improvement, we're already 9th. Like, genuinely, this is, I'm not even joking. If we win our next 3 games, obviously depending on the results around us and depending on who wins the Conference League and the Europa League, we could genuinely get European football this year, which is mad. Like it's absolutely insane. I don't think we will, by the way, but like, so for me, I genuinely think that we will probably be at least fighting for Conference League next year, for Europa Conference League next year, 100%.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I am looking at the table. You're only 9 points off West Ham.
It's just mad. Absolutely
staggering.
Mad.
Absolutely staggering the improvement that's happened. Bruce had a good record at Newcastle compared to Rafa. Yes. How won't be able to stay Newcastle further up the table? Watch when a Conte, Mourinho, etc. type manager comes forward, they will go for it. I don't think so. Florita's
possibly,
bar,
but I just don't think at the moment. Oh yeah, Florita's. It's actually not there anymore now. It's called something else because there was a drugs ring.
Yeah,
drugs ring was in it.
Everyone had Rafa Benitez and Ancelotti still sus. Yeah. Benitez, Agent Rafa, of course. Northeast people are fantastic, to be fair, very similar to Merseyside. Although, interestingly enough, and I've spoken to a lot of Georgies, you guys hate Everton for some reason.
It's because they decided to, for some odd, bizarre reason, decided a few years ago. I think it's like this small-minded mentality thing. Like, they're not the biggest club in their area and they're always going to be second best to their big brother. And I think they suddenly decided that they were going to be like pals with Sunderland fans. So they just started like, this is a weird rivalry got created. And then obviously we started taking the mick out of Jordan Pickford all the time, and we started taking like blow up dinosaurs to games a few seasons ago because he's got little arms and things like that. So yeah, I don't like Everton. No offense to, I mean, don't get us wrong, I've actually got like a couple of close friends who are Everton fans, but in general, as a fan base and as a club, I don't like them at all. And I would honestly, if we can send them down on the last game of the season when we play Burnley, do it. I don't care if we lose to Burnley, do it to send them down. Genuinely.
What's been the most impressive aspect of play that has improved under Howe?
Just the forward attacking style football that we've never played before. Even under Rafa, we didn't play attacking football. So I can't remember the last time I actually physically, it would literally under Pardew, I would have seen attacking football at Newcastle.
Chris Hughton
did a bit for a while. But other than that, yeah, probably Alan Pardew. So 2010, 2011, 2012.
I'm not going to even ask that question. Will Newcastle take Maguire next season? Because I ain't answering that.
I'm sure our recruitment's better than that. I hope and pray.
Yeah, it was 1-1 at Anfield, Guimares. What are your team's biggest weaknesses? It's okay, you can tell us.
The goals aspect of things is, I know that sounds very strange when obviously we won 6 in a row at home and things like that, but like Chris Wood's only scored 2 goals, so we're relying on goals from other players, so like Joe Linton, for example, Willock, Shaw, Bruno at the moment. So for me, it's definitely the forward 3, the up front 3, if you will. That's a weakness. Dan Burn as well, specifically against Chelsea and against Tottenham, was at fault for some of the goals, individual errors. But I wouldn't, as I say, no one can be 100% all the time. For me, weakness probably is, it sounds bizarre, but probably the goalkeeper. Dubravka just hasn't, he's been okay. He's been better with a decent back line in front of him.
Yeah.
But he is prone to so many mistakes. His distribution is terrible. So yeah, other than that, I think our defense has been decent. Our midfield's been really good. So
probably the goalkeeper is probably the position to strengthen in the summer.
Yeah, I would think so. I think we need a striker and a goalkeeper immediately off the bat. And obviously we need to sign Matt Targett permanently.
Jonjo Voldemort. Oh, Jesus. There's always one. Jonjo Voldemort casts a spell. Newcastle have their mojo back. If West Ham win the Europa League and Leicester win the Conference League, 9th gets Conference League. There you go. There you go.
I'm sorry, but that's actually too funny. I just cannot explain how funny that is, that we're literally nearly on the verge of European football. It's just it's just absolutely mad, honestly, genuinely mad.
Bruce left as Newcastle couldn't offer a nearby Greg's at West Brom have.
Hey, I tell you what, that I would like you to believe you're right, but we've literally got a Greg's on every single corner. We even have a 24-hour Greg's in Newcastle. So yeah. If Greg's is saying Newcastle is the place to be.
Jack is saying yes, Kendall, Cindy, Ev down.
Yes,
Everton away at Arsenal last game. Burnley will be Everton are not winning at Arsenal. I actually, considering that the run of fixtures that they've got, their home games are the only games I can see them getting any points. Because I've said for the entirety of this season that they're not getting another away point all season.
Yeah, you're probably right. They've got a really tough running now, really tough running. And if we weren't safe, like our running is horrendous now. We've got Liverpool, we've got Man City, Arsenal, and Burnley. Now, so yeah.
Klopp mentioned an analyst who left Liverpool for Newcastle this season, Mark Leyland. Do you know anything about him? I don't, says Owen.
Yeah, so he was at Liverpool for quite a long time. He apparently did a really good job. He's a first team performance analyst. So obviously he will be telling us all of Liverpool's secrets and how they play football. But I was laughing at Klopp's conference today because he was like, Newcastle took Mark Leyland off us. By the way, Mark, we play completely different now. Trying to throw him off a little bit. I thought that was quite funny from Klopp. But yeah, really, really good. So I don't know much in terms of what he's done or what he's improved or anything like that, but apparently he's quite highly thought of.
Pickford available at Everton Football Club. Go down.
No, thank you.
I don't think that would go down well in Sunderland anyway, if Jordan Pickford ended up at Newcastle, and I don't think it's going to happen anyway. But yeah. Kendall, fancy a review show Sunday? We can talk about Greg's, Jonjo Voldemort, Floritas in the game also.
I think I've said before, shout me. Honestly, sometimes the messages go into my request back, so I don't see them. But if you have messaged me, just message me again and I'll get back to you.
Absolutely.
Although it is bank holiday Sunday, actually. So might be on the sauce. End of Ramadan, might be on the beers, I probably won't, to be fair.
Oh, this is a tough one. Who would Kendall pick to trade a player from Liverpool and Douglas pick a player from Newcastle? Well, I think the obvious one for Newcastle is probably Guimares.
Yeah, I would say so.
Just one Liverpool player.
It would probably have to be See, I normally like to think outside the box, but obviously I think it will probably be at this point, because I've said we need goals, it will probably be Mane or Salah. But do you know who I want? This is like a genuine thing. It's not even like a trade. I want Origi. And I know that, like, obviously AC Milan and whatever, but I genuinely want Origi. Like, that's not even a joke. I wanted him in the summer. I wanted him in January again. And I still want him now. I would quite happily have Origi at Newcastle.
Big Lord Divock. Yeah, absolutely. That's fucking scouse that I'll be at that Greg's next week, then, says Jack.
Get yourself there, Jack. It's put a full on after a night out, man. You'd love it.
Yeah. Wouldn't offer £20 for that T-Rex.
I like Jack. I like you already, Jack.
Didn't realise Dan Burn has 3 fingers on one hand.
Yeah, he does.
Is that true?
Yep. So this finger on his right hand, when he was a kid, he was climbing over a fence and he was wearing a ring. And the ring caught on the fence when he was climbing over it, and it ripped his finger off.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, his finger is like, it's like that.
Wow. Things you would never learn. And then obviously so signings in January, would you say that Chris Wood is probably the only one that really hasn't really got the ground running?
Yes, I would say he hasn't got the ground running, but to be fair to him, when I watch him play games, he does influence the game. Otherwise, like he wins headers, he'll drop back a little bit to allow like St. Maximin to bound forward, or Fraser or Almiron, whoever's on the wings. So he does, when I watch him, he does influence games. Otherwise, like obviously he's a big, tall, strapping lad. Like he can take any defender out of the game really if he tried. It's just the goals haven't been coming for him, and I think it's just the way we play, because we attack and we press as a unit, and I think he's not used to that, because he's used to being the goal poacher, he's used to being the standalone man, he's used to being, the sole striker up front. So I think just at this moment, I just think our system doesn't suit him as a sole striker. But other than that, yeah, he has been influencing games, but you would like to see, sadly, you would like to see a couple more goals from him. But luckily, we're a little bit blessed at the moment, because there is goals coming from elsewhere. So,
Chris, I apologise. He says, bloody hell, eating chocolate fudge cake and that Dan Burn finger incident. Thanks for that. Just messing.
I apologise, Chris.
Great show, Kendall. I'll DM you on Twitter again. Douglas, enjoy tomorrow's show, mate. You'll never walk alone. Thank you. Yeah, for people who don't know, I will be on the 1892 Res podcast doing a sort of a soccer Saturday. And I've been given the task of watching Watford against Burnley. So a big, big game to watch there as well. But obviously, you've had Trippier, you've had Burn. Guimares is undoubtedly the best one as well. Chris Wood. Am I missing anybody? I don't know if I'm missing anybody. Oh, yeah.
Target, yeah. But he's only on loan, so.
Yeah, I tell you. It's a good hands, Luke, the show tomorrow. Still in shock when she shows Divock like what?
Not out of everyone, but I'm saying, obviously, I would love like Salah or Mane, I would love Van Dijk, I would love whoever, Thiago, I would love anyone from Liverpool at this point. But in terms of realism, I would like to take Divock Origi.
Yeah, interesting. I don't know if the AC Milan stuff is actually going through with them or anything, but there is a big possibility he's going to Newcastle. We do have to talk about the game last time. Has to be said, Mike Dean didn't have the best of games because he made it all about himself yet again. Apparently he's on VAR tomorrow, and Andre Mariner, John Moss, and Mike Dean are all retiring this season, so could be potentially the last game we see of Andre Mariner. But you took the lead in this game, and I have to say, John Joe Shelvey loves a goal against Liverpool.
Yeah, he's ex stomping ground. It's a bit mad. I don't know what the thing is. Last time, obviously, we hadn't been on the good run yet. We hadn't got the new signings. We hadn't been on, had Eddie for long to coach well enough. So obviously, the 4-1 last time, I expected it at the time, but I would really hope that we completely attack this game differently, even if we do score first again. Because the problem was, beforehand, when we used to score first, we would just capitulate after that. We would just sit back. We would be, chilled out, complacent. Whereas this time, we've scored first and kept the lead. And actually, I think we're one of the best teams to come from losing positions this season as well. So either way, it's odd now because I don't actually mind if we're goal down. The problem is with a team like you guys, if we go a goal down first, it's like you're chasing the game consistently after that because Liverpool are just so good. So yeah, I would prefer to score first tomorrow if we were going to score. If that's a big if we're going to score, but yeah, we'll see how that one goes.
Yeah, a lot of the big decisions in that game didn't go your way. I mean, obviously there was the head injury. I can't remember who it was. Was it Joe Willock?
Yes. I can't remember who it was. I can't remember who it was who was down now, but I remember what you mean now.
Yeah, because that didn't go ahead your way, and then Jota scored.
Yeah, it was just Mike Dean. Mike Dean, as always, literally like always has to make it about himself. Always has to make it a drama. I wouldn't actually care. Obviously, he's refereed that game. He's on VAR tomorrow, and he is literally. I'm pretty sure he's a Scouser.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm not even like saying corruption because we've seen it all over the place, but like you would just think in terms of like a Premier League, like you would think, well, you're not going to put them on there. Like Michael Oliver doesn't get put on our games because he's a Newcastle fan. So
is it? Oh,
yeah, he's from Newcastle. He's a Newcastle fan. Do you know what? I quite like Michael Oliver, and I used to like Mark Clattenburg as well, both Newcastle fans. So we've never even we don't even get the good refs because they're Newcastle fans. It's mad.
Yeah, absolutely. Owen's asked a very good question. Do you reckon Eddie Howe will attack Liverpool tomorrow, tactically, not physically? He puts in brackets.
Little Alan Pardew headbutt. Yes, I think we will. Obviously, we know Eddie Howe will have watched. The good thing about Eddie Howe is I know that he will have spent literally weeks watching you guys. I know that he'll have watched that game against Villarreal and seen every little pocket that he can possibly attack tomorrow, that he can change tomorrow, and I know that he will because he is obsessed with tactics. So I think we will attack, but it'll be a cautious attack. I don't think we'll go all out attacking like we have been trying the last few weeks. And we know that we're going to have to defend against you guys, especially with players like Thiago being on form, Fabinho, who has just been absolutely incredible this season. So yeah, there is going to be a cautious attack, if you will, a very cautious approach tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. Origi would be good for the Brighton, Newcastle, etc. As they need a goal scorer. Yeah, absolutely. Whoa, Jesus Christ. Is he? Mike Dean apparently going on I'm a Celebrity. Somehow he's a celebrity. Make it make sense, everyone.
Predictable thing that will ever happen if he goes on I'm a Celebrity. 100% that will be like, he will absolutely will. I can see it, honestly, I can.
I love I'm a Celebrity, but he would make it box office. Oh dear. Harry Potter, he's called. John Joe Shelby. I predicted Shelby to score against us tomorrow. He always does. Yeah, he does. Wherever he's been.
Shelby's on form at the moment. He's probably playing the best Shelby football that we've seen for a long time, so you never know.
Yeah. Guys, make sure you like and subscribe to Douglas's channel. Great host. Thank you, Scott. I do appreciate that. Charlie, big up One Rovers Vlogs. Big up Douglas and Kendall. Kendall everywhere tonight. Up the Barton Blues. And I'm very sorry to hear about your dog as well, Charlie. I did see that earlier. Dog passed away today.
Oh, sorry, Charlie.
So yeah, dogs are part of the family as well. So it is very, very nice. Mike Dean is a legend. Tranmere legend. Yeah, he is retiring, but apparently he looks like he's going to be another like a VAR. Why can't you just go and just retire?
Leave us alone, man. Leave us alone, Mike Dean. Please, just leave us alone. The evil you have done is enough.
Retire peacefully and just watch Tranmere Rovers. Watch your beloved Tranmere Rovers, because it does look like you're one of the ultras anyway. Just don't concede within 5 minutes, then there's hope. Yep. To be fair, we get Man United refs most weeks, Kendall.
We always seem to get there used to be a ref, I think he was called Bobby Madley, possibly, and he on the last game of the season when we were in the Championship, he's a Huddersfield fan, and obviously they were battling for promotion at the time as well, and we for some reason got him as our referee, and I was like, well, that's simply not fair, because how is that? This is what I mean, it just happens all the time. Referees, you're meant to be impartial and you're meant to be unbiased, and that's why certain referees aren't allowed to referee certain games. You just don't get that in the Premier League. They don't even care anymore, I don't think.
Yeah, I think Mike Dean actually got the Merseyside derby as well.
Yeah, he probably did.
I think he got. I think he did. I think he got the Merseyside derby back in November. I think it was. Love Shelby leaves everything on the pitch. The moment where he told Fergie to fuck off at Anfield. Yeah, that was pretty hilarious. In all honesty, Newcastle could work on being defensive because they have Manchester nearby. Work on off the ball stuff and being defensive. Yeah, I have to say though, that'll be a tricky game for. Look, I know you've got obviously us and City coming up, but those two teams both going for the title. Newcastle will fancy their chances against both of them.
I'm laughing because we could genuinely be like the title deciding team now, because obviously we've got you guys tomorrow and then we've got Man City next week. So depending on what happens, it's going to be like on us, like the title decided, like bizarre.
Yeah, we've had Cavan a lot of weeks, and his bro is a Man City season ticket holder. Yeah, I know. Kendall, what was it like meeting Roy Keane?
Do you know what? I was calm. Funnily enough, when I walked in at the hotel where it was getting filmed, I actually bumped straight into him, because he was getting out of a taxi at the same time as me. And we like both tried to get in the door together, and I didn't realize it was him. So immediately I was like, oh shit, like Roy Keane. But he was like, oh, it's all right. And then I was wearing my Shearer shirt, so I was like, oh Roy, like before the cameras on that, I was like, oh Roy, I hope it's not going to be handbags, mind, with that my shirt on. And he was like, oh, maybe if it was 20 years ago and you were called Alan, it might have been different. But you know what? To be fair to him, he was the only person who stayed behind for pictures and to chat to everybody at the end when I did the overlap. So yeah, he was absolutely sound guy, really sound guy.
Yeah, he doesn't look as boisterous as he was on the pitch. Oh, Jesus. No. I get Ant Deck to go to VAR to redo the drill if he gets 10 stars.
That would be funny. They would proper take the mick out of him. It would actually be class crack.
I know. Ladimus Prime. There's a name I haven't seen for absolute ages.
Prime, and he's even spelt Howe right. Prime. Lovely.
Howe, the Geordies, Eddie Howe, tactical masterclass tomorrow. Joe Linton to Boston midfield. I told you about him, Kendall.
Did you? Okay. And do you know what, Prime?
I agree.
Actually, you probably did. You probably did tell us about him, because Prime's always like contrarian. He always gives the opposite view. So when I was saying Joe Linton was bad, he was probably saying, no, he's good. So to be fair, I'll probably believe you, Prime, to be fair.
Yeah, I agree. Mike Dean is a legend making awful decisions. Yep, absolutely. Thoughts with you, Charlie, mate. Sounds, mate, but there is no rule about what game refs can do. I ref regularly, and there isn't any rule at all, but it's mental how they can't spread them around. Hello. Hi, Douglas Bacon News. Jurgen Klopp's wife is running Liverpool better than Man United executive board.
To be fair, she did a good thing. She said, we don't want to leave these people. Like, do you really think we're going to leave these people behind in 2024? And Jurgen said, nope, I don't.
Oh, so, Jack. Do you know that is 26 years old today, that Kevin Keegan rant in 1986?
Against Manchester, well, not against Manchester United, but Manchester United, when we were battling out for the title. Oh my God, we had a 10-point lead and we lost it. That's actually so embarrassing. I'm so glad I wasn't I was alive. I was only one, but I'm so glad I wasn't aware. I don't think I could have handled that. I really go.
I was 4, and I probably wasn't watching football at that that time. Anyway, but. Yeah, I do have to ask you, because I know you'll have watched a lot of Liverpool, because obviously of the Champions League, with obviously Atletico Madrid being in Liverpool's group. You were unlucky against Manchester City. I must admit, you were very, very unfortunate against Manchester City. Oh, only if you got through. But what have you made of Liverpool this season?
Yeah, just absolutely incredible, especially since the start of 2022. I just think, as I said earlier, players like Thiago, players like Fabinho, Joel Matip, by the way, has been a completely underrated hero for the whole season.
Somebody has finally noticed.
Honestly, he is criminally underrated by everybody other than Liverpool fans, and he's so good. He's absolutely fantastic. I think Kanate has done a really good job. Luis Diaz has just come in, and he hasn't even needed to have any time to settle. He's just absolutely come in, set the world alight, and he looks absolutely fantastic. So obviously Mane has had really decent success in terms of AFCON and things like that. So yeah, Liverpool are looking very, 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 very good with pretty much minimal recruitment in terms of a team who is battling at that level. So yeah, absolutely fantastic from Liverpool this season. And you're still on for a quad, which is wild, absolutely wild. Never been doing English football before.
No, it has not. Apply to be a Premier League referee, then Luke. You can't be worse than these circus clowns. Officials
You have to
keyword,
be. The thing
surely.
is about being a Premier League referee, you have to be inducted into an elite group of referees, and obviously people choose their mates and whatnot. So it's quite hard to do. To be fair.
Oh, Des. You should not see me when I watch a game of football when I'm like watching it on the TV. I'm
That's why
animated for
I can't
90
do
minutes.
Newcastle watch-alongs because I get too stressed.
I'm animated at the best of time. Why doesn't Eddie Howe get the same hype as Frank and Gerrard do as managers? What he's done since he came in this season is brilliant.
Yeah, 100%. I tweeted about this the other day because it was actually starting to annoy me because I saw Everton fan had tweeted like, oh, this is all Rafa's fault. Rafa's recruitment was crap. Rafa did this, Rafa did that. And then in the same sentence said that they felt sorry for Lampard. And I was like, I just do not understand like why Lampard gets like just an easy ride from everybody, like fans, the media, and then how isn't being praised enough? And he's literally the highest English manager in the league right now. Above Potter, above I nearly called him Orad because that's what I always call him. Gerrard, and above Lampard. So above Dean Smith, above I can't think of any other English managers. He's just not getting the. Oh yeah, Roy Hodgson, poor Roy. So yeah, it's just not. He's not getting the hype. He's not getting the praise because it's always he spent loads of money. He's got money. He got transfers. Blah blah. But it's not, as I said earlier in the show. It's like the coaching has been incredible and the change in players has been incredible. So. I don't know why Prime, to be fair, and I'm not entirely sure why he doesn't get the praise that he deserves.
No, and I was about to say David Moyes, but then obviously remembered he's Scottish, so that doesn't count. Luke, of course you'd like refs. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Luke would do a better job, to be fair. Chris, I'm too good, mate. Is Eddie Howe a future England manager in the making?
Yeah, I think he probably will end up being the England manager when he leaves Newcastle. It would depend on when that'll be.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Jack, honestly, I've seen John Moss, absolute twat, and big head he is. His head is bigger than his belly. Oh dear, John Moss. Yeah, thank God he's retiring. Honestly, we've bought a couple of we bought a couple of league titles since then. Yeah, we have. I can't wait for Matip tomorrow to go on a 60-yard adventure up them stairs in Newcastle away and then bang one from 30 yards. Yeah. Matip has had one goal this season, which I think he was against Leeds, but he went on that mazy run, and I think he finished it off as well. Oh Jesus. Does. Karius is way underrated. No, definitely not. You get to level 4 and you have to decide either middle ref or AR, but you're right, Kendall. Get into Premier League Elite Group, no chance. Fat Frank shouldn't be getting any love or protection. He ruined my club for a year and a half, and he's going to relegate Everton too. I pray Chelsea batter them on Sunday. There you go. A club legend doesn't
please,
even
Chelsea, do us a favour. Just do us a favour, please. I don't want none of that storyline stuff where Frank Lampard goes to his old club and gets a result. I don't want any of that. I need Chelsea to win. Okay? Thank you.
Yeah. I know. It's easy to like Newcastle moved to the table. Say Chelsea had successful takeover for decades, still have to perform on the pitch. I must be in the minority of people that doesn't have a problem with refs and their decisions. Yeah.
Remember, I was saying Prime contrarian. He literally is contrarian. He always has an opposite view.
Oh, here's a good question. Kendall, have you ever done the steps at Newcastle's away end for fun me?
No, I haven't. To be fair, when I worked there, I worked there a few years ago in the boxes and stuff, and they are on roughly like level 5, level 6. So I have been up there, but no, I've never done it before, and I would absolutely never do the stairs. There is a lift, by the way, if anyone wants to know. If anyone visits Newcastle and you can't find the lift, they have hidden it out the way so that not everyone uses it. But yeah, just do a bit of a limp and they let you use a lift.
There's a lift. Very, very good. Very, very good. Oh, fun me. Not as big as my belly after lockdown. Jesus, people speaking about their belly, their bodies. I see Jack when I came up. Good stuff. Hit the like button, people. Thank you, Alan C. I'm not a contrarian. I'm just a man Man,
That's true.
I
That
like
is
that.
true.
Do they sell veggie burgers at Newcastle by any chance? Must be the most pointless thing bought at the club.
Do you know what? I don't actually know. I've only never seen like pies and hot dogs, so I don't actually know if they sell veggie burgers. I don't know.
I don't honestly. Anyway, but yeah, big game tomorrow. What is your starting 11 for tomorrow? And actually, is Kieran Trippier fit? I've seen on Instagram that he was speaking about something or actually contemplating about maybe being fit.
So Eddie Howe said that he's actually trained on the grass this week, but apparently he's only had one training session. So if he's back, it will be on the bench. He'll not start and he'll not play, in my opinion. He just might be back for a bit of morale and a bit of, Trippier's on the bench. Because he did post a bit of an Instagram thing earlier, like be back soon, like he's not posted anything like that for months. So I did think that was a little bit telling. So tomorrow it'll probably be we didn't play our normal starting 11 against Norwich that we normally would. So like Shelby was left out, Almiron was left out, things like that. So I think it'll probably be we'll go back to the original starting 11. So it'll be Dubravka obviously in goal, Kraft, Sharp, Burn and Target, Shelby, Guimares and Jolin and Maxi, Almiron and Wood. That's what I think it'll be tomorrow because I just can't really see it changing too much, to be fair.
Almiron's another one. Like we knew that he was a very, very good player at was it Atlanta he came from?
Yeah, Atlanta United, yeah.
Yeah. That goal against Crystal Palace.
Wow. He loves a goal against Crystal Palace. Absolutely loves a goal. He scored his first goal for Newcastle against Crystal Palace as well. So it's always like a little bit of a fixture for him where he scores. But that goal against Crystal Palace a couple of weeks ago was
yeah.
What a finish.
I'll happily run up them Newcastle away end steps if I have to, says Chris.
You get yourself there, Chris.
Love the Toon, yeah. I think every Liverpool fan has an affiliation with Newcastle, especially with like past games like 4-3. Obviously, there's 2 4-3s. Andy Carroll. Yeah, almost 20 likes. Fantastic. Oh, here we go. Kendall, would you eventually take Josie at Newcastle? Keep in mind how you answer will determine whether or not we continue our friendship.
You know what? I think if this takeover happened in the summer, I think it would have been between like Jose and Rafa, who was taking the job. Because Jose's always said he wanted to come back to Newcastle and continue Bobby Robson's legacy because he was really, really good friends with Bobby. And obviously, basically, Bobby brought him into the world of football and let him, go on to do what he did. So I think Jose will at some point come to Newcastle, whether or not that'll be maybe even as like someone higher up in terms of in the boardroom or as a manager when he's finished at Roma in a couple of years. Whether or not that'll happen, I don't know. But I think, unfortunately, Jose's tactics are a bit now outdated in the Premier League, as we've seen with him. So, I probably won't be as a manager, but I would like to see him at some point come back to Newcastle just for the Bobby Robson links. And he's played against us a million times in his career now. Obviously, Chelsea, Man United, Tottenham, and he has never, ever spoke a bad word about us. Never. He's never said any shithouse comments. He's just never said a bad word about us. He's always bigged us up. And he's even said himself that he's a little magpie. So I think he will eventually be at the club at some point.
And I don't think he ever won at St James's Park as a manager, did he?
Not until Steve Bruce.
There we go.
Oh,
yeah. Had to happen in the Bruce era.
Yeah, exactly.
1892 Reds. Oh yeah, we will get into Liverpool lineup very shortly. But he's got Alisson, Trent, Matip, VVD, Robo, Thiago, Fab, Hendo, Diaz, Jota, Egyptian King. Yes. I
would have thought you would have a little bit more rotation than that, to be honest.
Yeah, I think we might see Keita tomorrow. Actually, I do think we might see Keita. Salah has been named Football Writers Player of the Year. What do you make of that?
I can see it. I can 100% see it. For me, I just think I always think back to Mane because I always think Mane is just so underrated because he always just seems like Mohamed Salah so high. I think he's absolutely incredible, and individually and as personally, he's had a phenomenal season. So that doesn't surprise me at all. And it's actually someone other than Kevin De Bruyne for once, because the Football Writers Awards love Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah, definitely. Kendall knows Josie's respect. No 4-3 at the weekend, please. Nope, I don't think my heart can take up. Off topic, but what is one of the best nightclubs in the Toon, Kendall, for next week?
Oh, there's absolutely loads of nightclubs. It depends what music you like, Jack. So if you let me know what music like, then that will probably be the best bet. But our Quayside has some really, really decent nightclubs. Big Market has like a Beer Keller and Pop World and Flares who do like 80s cheesy music and really cheap drinks. And yeah, so it's loads and loads of nightclubs.
Cheesy music. That reminds me of the Hive nightclub in Edinburgh.
Oh my God, yes. When I went to uni in Edinburgh, and I remember the Hive very, 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 very well.
Yeah.
And Cab Vol as well always used to be a little bit of a cheesy nightclub music.
Goodness knows our paths may have actually met in Edinburgh.
They might have. I was in Edinburgh for nearly 4 years, so yeah, I bet they probably have at some point.
Crikey. You should definitely come back up as well.
I love Edinburgh. It's literally my favourite
Andrew
city.
Quinn is in. I can't wait to go to Newcastle one day on the night out. I love Geordies. They're the friendliest friends with Scousers.
I feel like Scousers and Geordies in terms of like fan bases are very similar. Working class, like nice fan bases, I guess.
Yeah.
Community-led fan bases.
Tiger, Jack. Tiger. Jose Mourinho to manage
Tiger's not there anymore. Tiger's not there anymore. It's Eden now.
Eden. I'll just ignore the outdated tactics part and just focus on your praise for him, says Ladimus Prime. I always love the Toon as I go there occasionally. It's not far away from Carlisle, where I live only an hour or so, depending on traffic, of course. Oh, one player to improve Newcastle next season outside Europe.
Oh, outside of Europe? I don't even watch football outside of Europe, I'll be honest. It obviously would have been Alvarez, who Man City have signed, because obviously he was playing in South America. So yeah, I don't watch outside of Europe. Sorry.
That's all right. Steve Bruce and Mike actually weren't that bad for Newcastle, as mad as that sounds.
Right, ignore him now. See what I mean? Contrarian madman.
Yeah, Pep Baldiola wasn't happy with Kevin De Bruyne not getting it today. Yeah. But can I just share this fantastic photo for anybody who's missed this? Yeah.
That's quite good, to be fair.
I did get that on Twitter. So Pop World is banging. Yeah, I'm not a nightclub person. £9 for a picture of a woo woo wow.
Yeah, Bijou used to do on the diamond strip. They used to do 3 trebles for a £5. I don't know how much it is now with inflation, but yeah, they used to do 3 trebles for a £5, and you used to be able to get a bucket, like a sand bucket, and get them all put in there so that you could just drink the 3 trebles.
God's sake, I left. Florida Felicitas and Tiger's gone. What's next? Greg starts to sell books. Honestly, how's Newcastle changed that much? What in your Narnia world, Luke, please? Yeah, Chris, I can see you break. Oh, Jesus. LeBron James to Newcastle. That ain't happening. Gonna have to shoot, guys, but hope you all have a lovely night. Best of luck for the end of the season and onwards, says Jack. London prices is £9 to breathe. Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah, Liverpool team. I'm going to go. I think it'll be Ali. I think it'll be Trent. I think Matip, Van Dijk, Robbo. I think we might see Fabinho, Hendo, Keita. And then I think we might see Mane, Jota, Salah. That's what I'm going to go for. I think there will be a few changes tomorrow.
Yeah, I think
so. Actually, I wouldn't be too surprised if Divock gets a start.
Yeah, I think I think he'll rotate quite a bit. And then depending on how the game goes, he'll change it, because obviously Jurgen's going to want to win tomorrow, 100%. And then depending on what you guys do tomorrow, that'll change how Man City approach their game. So it'll be very, very interesting. It's in Jurgen's hands at the moment now, so we'll see.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, I have to ask you this: what is your score prediction for the game?
I never predict us to lose, because as I've said several times before, I feel like it's my fault if I lose. I don't want to get blamed, and I don't want to jinx things. So whether or not I believe what I'm about to say is a different story. But I've gone 2-2 this whole week. Mind your business, because I'm not saying that I believe that. I might not. But I've just said 2-2 because I never predict us to lose. Because I don't like 2-2. To get blamed. Yeah.
Yeah, I as I said in the thumbnail and the title, the hardest away game left for me. I'm going to go 2-1 Liverpool. I do think we might have to rely on a late winner again. Probably from Lord Divock. I remember him scoring. Was it 3-2 in 18-19 season?
Yes.
And that sort of got parallels with us going back to St James's Park, needing a win to stay in the chase as well. So there is a few parallels, and obviously after this, I think we've got the Villarreal second leg, and I think we've got Tottenham next Saturday at a time of 7:45 on a Saturday.
On a Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. There's no midweek games next week either. Like, there's
That's
normally
true.
like Monday night football or whatever, but there's like no midweek games. They all start on Saturday as well.
That is very, very true. That is very true.
There's the Champions League and whatnot.
Milner's not going to start. I'll say that now. Milner will not start. Newcastle and Liverpool 2. So going the same way as me. A draw, boo, says Diz. 2018-19, run it back. Heard of rumour Everton Football Club wrote to PGMLO as Klopp is staying until 2026 and not 2024.
Yeah, probably complaining to the refs.
Yeah, I can't predict us to lose either. Bruno to score for the win. So, hello, Amy. Hello.
She's just woke up.
Oh,
after
bless
being asleep
her.
in bed. She's come downstairs and was like, I want to see what you're doing.
Oh, bless her. Yeah, guys, get your predictions in the chat, and we'll obviously read them out. But obviously, the last time, if you have any questions for Kendall, then please do ask away. One question I do want to ask you as well, Lucas Paqueta, if I've pronounced that right. Do you think he might be coming next?
I think if he's going to leave, then him and Bruno are like literally best friends. Like they're like literally brothers at this point. They do everything together. He's been to see us several times to watch him play now. So if he's going to move, obviously he's going to make the decision for him. But I do think that we just have that pulling power now because of Bruno, because they are so close. So yeah, if he's going to move to the Premier League, I think there'll obviously be a few. I know Arsenal are interested as well. But I would like to think that we had that little bit of pulling power with Bruno there. Imagine that Brazilian midfield, Joelinton, Paqueta and Bruno. It'll be insane.
Yeah, that would be insane. Okay, serious prime now. There's a striker in the MLS that plays for Atlanta United, the Venezuelan Joseph I've heard of him.
I know Joseph Martinez, and he was best friends with Almiron as well at the time, and I wanted us to sign him after we signed Almiron, I wanted us to sign Joseph Martinez, but he ended up doing his ACL and was out for about a year and a half. Really lengthy amount of time for an injury. So he's only actually just recently come back, not that long ago. Maybe a couple of months back this season. So yeah, I know Joseph Martinez, and I followed him on Instagram for a while as well. So yeah, he's a decent shout, but I don't even know if he's like at the level where he was prior to that injury now or anything.
Sorry, Kendall, 3-1 Liverpool, says 1892 podcast. Score prediction, Newcastle 1, Liverpool 0, says Prime. What's your favourite film?
Imagine? My favourite film? I like Shawshank Redemption. I like Law Abiding Citizen. I like Step Brothers. Any Lord of the Rings films, any Harry Potter films, anything like that, I'll take it.
Oh my goodness me! I love Harry Potter. I love Lord of the Rings as well. We've got some very, very good things in common. I would take Guimares and Saint-Maximin for the Toon. Eddie Howe, are they manager of the season? I think so, says Chris.
I think so. I mean, obviously, if Klopp wins even a treble, I think he'll get it. But just in terms of what Eddie Howe's done and the absolute utter sheer difference from where we were, I think he deserves it other than Klopp, yeah.
Luke is asking, can you say the word book? I love it when Georgie say book.
See, I don't say book. Like my whole family say book, but I say book. But yeah, my whole family say book and kook and kooky and that, and I just can't stand it. I say cookie. Book.
Bet you love Harry Potter with John Joe Voldemort. Every time someone mentions John Joe Shelby, I'm just going to remember John Joe Voldemort.
I know.
Should be Rafa. What a job at Everton Football Club. I just love those Darren Farley sketches as well. Kendall, it's been an absolute pleasure to get you on and preview the game. I know that you're now Twitch affiliate. Is that right?
Yeah. So I did Twitch for a little while. Obviously I haven't, because I've gone back to work now, I haven't been able to do it. But yeah, I was a Twitch affiliate, yeah.
Aye. You are coming back to YouTube. I have seen from tweets that you are planning coming back.
I am planning to do a little bit more full time because now I'm in a routine. Now I know my schedule and things like that. So yeah, I am getting back into content a little bit more now, which I do love doing. I always enjoy it.
Yeah, definitely. Great show, people. And just Kendall Rowan X on Twitter.
Yeah, Kendall Rowan X on Twitter and Kendall Rowan everywhere else. For some reason, someone's got my name handle on Twitter, and I don't know who it is. So I can't actually have just Kendall Rowan playing, so it has to have an X on the end. But anything else like YouTube, not Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, everything else is Kendall Rowan.
Absolutely. Oh, here we go. Oh, what do you think will be the first trophy won at Newcastle under this new regime, and do you think it'll be won by Eddie Howe?
Yeah, it'll be the Carabao Cup, and yes, it'll be Eddie Howe.
Very, very interesting. And Diz Dane with the last comment of the evening. Awesome to both Douglas and Kendall. The passion of football shows. Well, thank you very, very much. Thank you to everyone who has watched as well. Should be a fantastic game of football tomorrow, 12:30 p.m. Looking really much forward to it. Don't say Harry Kane, you won't win anything. Audi Cups don't come easy. There's always one. But thank you very much for watching. If you have obviously missed it, then please watch the replay. It has been fantastic. We've spoken about loads of things: nightclubs, Edinburgh, nightlife in Newcastle, just everything in a match preview that you would obviously like to do as well. But thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you very, very soon. Take care. Bye bye for now.